Hey guys, welcome back to episode 7 of my virtual dog training sessions. This session is about a rescue puppy. We covered an assortment of topics, behaviors, including human issues. Some of the topics we're covering today are I gotta be honest, I had a blast doing this video consult. We joked around, we had some fun, the dog owner learned some stuff, and again, we just had an all-around good time. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this video consult. All right, so Argos, he's about 8 months old. He's been with you about 4 months, right?
He's been with me about like 3 to 4 months. He's maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 8 months old. I don't know, because he was found in a dumpster.
Right. And all right, and then so just reviewing our Facebook message, he's been getting better overall with little obedience, leash walking and stuff, but jumping.
Yeah, I watched your video on leash training. He's doing really well with leash training. He's doing really good with sitting and wait. Good. Until we go outside the door, like he has to wait, and he's doing really good with that.
Excellent. And then obviously jumping and excitability are two big issues, right?
It's when when I come in, he's fine. But when my friends or my family come in, he's like all over them, knocking their drinks over. Like my friends even make jokes like they need a sippy cup to come over because they'll knock over the beverage. And I don't want my friends to feel that way. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So, with young pups, especially, I'm guessing you haven't done much socialization with him the last few months because of this whole COVID crap, right?
Yeah, no, he's good with other dogs, but I don't really believe in dog parks because I'm kind of scared of that.
Socialization isn't just like, hey, how you doing, but social skills, right? So when people come over, that's a social engagement that he's deficient in.
Yes.
Right. So the only way to combat that, obviously, is to expose him to and to give him more opportunities so you can work on it. Okay. Now, and then in the Facebook message, I think I mentioned I was asking, does anyone not mind, or does he ever get away with it? Does he ever get attention when he jumps? And you mentioned.
Well, because everyone knows I'm very sensitive about my animals.
Okay.
So, they're my children.
Okay.
So I think they're afraid to say anything to me.
So then he's rewarded.
No, but they're not going to say anything bad because they know I will freak out. I won't freak out, but I'm just I don't like anyone saying anything negative about my children.
Do they ever pet him when he's jumping?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's getting rewarded for jumping.
Even if they just pet him?
What do you think positive reinforcement is?
Good boy and a treat and a ball, or
petting, verbal.
Well, that's just being nice to a dog. That's not being You think that's rewarding?
No, I don't think it's rewarding. I know it's rewarding.
Oh.
He jumps and he gets pet. That is the very definition of positive reinforcement. The dog exhibits a behavior, and then something good is added to his life, which rewards and validates the behavior. The behavior will not only continue, it will get stronger and it will perpetuate.
So no petting or lovies at all?
When he's jumping.
Oh, God. Okay.
So let me ask you a question again. Does he ever get rewarded when he jumps on anyone, including you? Yes, the answer is yes. That's the word we're looking for. Fess up. See? This is why
but he's so cute. I just want to love him. He's a lot of pet.
Okay, so do you want him to continue to jumping, or do you want to stop jumping?
No. Okay, so no more petting when he jumps.
No, not necessarily. My question is, do you want him to stop jumping, or you don't want him?
Yes, I want him to stop jumping.
Okay. First line of defense, okay? You have to stop inadvertently rewarding any behavior that you don't want him to engage in that includes jumping, okay? So
Okay, so should it be like Cesar Millan, like no touch, no talk, no eye contact?
I don't really watch Cesar Millan, but
But he says no touch, no talk, no eye contact.
I guess that would be situational. We're talking about jumping right now, so let's stick with jumping.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, I cuddle with my dogs. My pit bulls sleep with me. I make eye contact with them all the time. I pet them and love them.
Yeah,
and
but when
spoil
you
them.
first walk in, like as a new person.
Okay, so when I walk in the door, I completely ignore my dogs. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do I do that now? No, they're older, right? I walk in, they're happy to see me. I'm happy to see them. I pet them. They don't jump on me though. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So when you come home, is he happy to see you?
Yeah.
Does he jump on you?
No, he doesn't do it to me.
Okay. But he, once in a while, in the course of just interacting with him when you're home, sometimes he'll jump up and you'll pet him.
Sometimes like on the couch, he'll jump up on me, like when he has a toy, because he wants me to throw the toy.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So when you come home, my formula is very simple. Regardless of the behavior, ignore crazy and reward calm. Right?
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about, is this punishment? Is this reinforcement? Am I doing something wrong? Look at him, right? Is he in a state of mind that you want him to be in for the next 14 years?
Well, what do you think he's right now? Hang on. What
right
do you
now
think
he's probably being a puppy, and he's probably playing because puppies play. That's a great state of mind.
You like that?
Now,
that's good.
Pet him right now. Okay? Now, what did you just reward?
Him chewing on the ball.
Okay, that's what you see, but what did you reward?
Good behavior.
Why?
Because he was being good? I don't know.
Yeah, he was laying down, he was relaxed, he was happy, his whole body was soft, he was in a really good frame of mind.
Okay.
That's what you rewarded. If he's jumping and excited and all wiggly and you're like, hey buddy, oh my God, you're almost contributing to it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So this is fine right now. Like he's just chilling on his ball.
He's just chilling. Look, think state of mind, not necessarily the position of his body. Like, when we tell him to sit, we want to reward like the position of sit, right? Which is fine. That is, we're rewarding a specific position of his body. But we also need to be mindful of what states of mind that we're potentially rewarding, right? That's why when he was just laying down and relaxed and you started petting him and talking to him lovingly, those are the moments you want to talk to him lovingly and spoil the shit out of him, right? When he's bouncing,
and he's really good during the day, during the night. He's really good. He lays all night with me.
Right. But see, the thing is, you have a puppy, and puppies, they can get bouncy, and he's probably part pit, so they have that exuberance to begin with, right? So you'll have to think about this, how many times you may have inadvertently rewarded him being stimulated inside the house. Maybe he was running around doing the zoomies. You potentially acknowledge that.
I call them amphetamine laps, but yeah.
Okay, so, but it's okay. I mean, obviously I like to have fun when I do this, right? Because you may as well have fun, right? But it's also a learning experience. You have to understand the role that I shouldn't say the role you're playing, because he's just being a dog. You're potentially validating his overstimulated states of mind, right? And we don't want him to not be a dog. We don't want him to not be a puppy, right? They're going to get the zoomies. They're going to get in those little piss and vinegar moods, right? That happens. But that's where taking them on a walk, if you have a yard, going out in the yard, if you can't do either, doing a quick little training session when he's in the middle of this overstimulated state of mind. Take his mind away from that and get him working.
Yeah, I mean, I take him for walks, and I mean, especially when he bothers his big brother. So I take him for walks. His big brother is a pit bull retriever mix.
Okay.
And so Snuggle, his name is Snuggle. Snuggle gets pissed. And so I put on, Argos has this harness that Koval recommended, and I put it on, and I take him for a walk, and then he's fine when he comes back.
Right. Yeah. And now, is he crate trained?
No, we sleep in the bed together.
Okay, so that's something that you need to reconsider. I'm not saying you have to.
Well, no, because I put him in a crate once for like a few minutes with Koval. She's a witness, and he freaked out.
Okay.
And he's better. He's just better with his mom in the bed with his brother, right?
Okay. If you say so.
He's better with us in the bed.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. Would you like to hear the rest of my thought?
I guess.
Okay. So, can you always stop him from zipping around the house and being in the middle of an overstimulated state of mind?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. Is he home alone right now? Ever?
Who? Argos?
Your dogs. Do you leave the house at all?
Yeah.
Okay. What happens when you're gone?
I'm not there. I don't know.
Right. So let me ask you again. Can you always stop overstimulated states of mind?
Well, no. I mean, can you?
Well, I can, yeah.
Well, when you're not in your house?
Yes.
How? By
Well,
putting them in crates.
My dogs are older now. They're not crated, but when I'm raising them, they are crated when they are unsupervised. Okay. Now, and hear me out. Obviously, I'm half kidding. It's just something for you to consider, right? For a couple of reasons. If he engages in any kind of overstimulated behavior in the house, whether or not you're there to reward it, the behavior alone can perpetuate and strengthen, right? And I mean, the fact that he's housebroken and he doesn't chew on stuff, that's all good. But again, from a state of mind standpoint, and I'm just saying to consider maybe reintroducing and if you need help with crating or introducing the crate, I'd be happy to help you with that. But it's something that you need to consider because, I mean, if he's flying around the house when you're not home, you know, do you really want him flying around the house when you're not home?
Well, how would I know if he's flying around? And then what would it matter if I can't even tell he's flying around? I don't want to crate him.
Okay. All right. It's okay.
You know what I mean?
But
do you kind of get it?
I absolutely do not get anyone that won't crate train their dog. I think crate training the dog is the best thing anyone can do for them for an assortment of reasons. Right? If he ever needs medical attention, he'll be exposed to a crate before. If you ever have an emergency situation where he has to be confined for whatever reason, and the answer I always get is, well, that'll never happen. I'll never go away. Somebody will always come here. You never need it until you need it, right? The problem is, you know, if you do that.
Sorry, I'm putting my hair back up. Sorry.
That's okay. If he was a 7, 8, 9-year-old dog, then yeah, well, maybe we're having a different conversation. But he's a puppy. Puppies.
Well, yeah, but he didn't do well in the crate the first time we tried.
And how many times did you try after that? 0.
I know, but he sleeps in the bed with me every night, and he sleeps all night.
That's great. He's good.
He's a good boy by himself. Like, I come home and there's nothing wrong. He doesn't do anything.
You can still sleep with him in the crate. You can still sleep with him in bed at night. He could still have free roam of the house. It's just something for you to consider to reintroduce or reconsider crate training.
So put him in the crate for what? When?
Well, if you decide that that's something that you want to consider, we can have a conversation about how to go about crate training.
I know, but like, if he's going to sleep with me at night and have free reign of the house, then when exactly is
when you're gone,
be in the crate?
When there's nobody home.
Okay, that seems kind of like mean. Like, I'm like telling him like when mommy's gone, like he's confined.
when we introduce the crate, that's not how we introduce the crate. There's a whole process to it. That's why I said, if it's something you want to consider,
it's a whole thing.
we
Okay.
can go through how to introduce the crate properly to the dog. One of the ways I introduce crate training to dogs is to crate them only when people are home. So that's kind of how you introduce it. So the crate is not associated with being separated from their people. But again, you're not ready for that, and that's okay. But
I know. I'm sorry.
you don't have to be sorry. It's your dog. Your dog, your rules. So it's all about state of mind. That's all. Because if you can't control his state of mind all the time, and I hate to use the word control, let's say redirect his overstimulated states of mind. Right? If you can't redirect him, he's going to engage in behavior that gets him to a better place emotionally, all by himself.
And how do I deal with him? Like, he does this a lot with toys, like bones or ropes or whatever. He always like pushes them against my body, like my hands or my arms or whatever. Like, he wants me to play, but then when I try to take the ball, he won't drop it. But like, he's very like, he wants to engage with me, but he won't give the ball or the bone or the rope back. But my friend has a 3-year-old, and he listens to her. He just knocked the phone out of my hand.
Okay, so
how do I deal with that?
Let's look at the things from his point of view. Okay. So you're looking at things from your point of view, right? You just said he wants to play with you.
Yeah.
He wants you to play with him. There's a huge difference between those two statements. You think he wants to play with you. He's thinking she better play with me. Right?
Well, how do I get him I'll play with him. I don't mind, but like, he won't let go of any of the toys.
Okay, so here's another suggestion that you'll probably think is mean. Okay. Okay. So every time he presents you with a toy, you try to engage in play, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. From this point forward, every time he initiates play with you, you ignore him. You don't look at him, you don't talk to him, you don't touch the toy, and if you have to, you walk away.
Until when?
Until you want to play with him, right? And here's the thing is, I know the sad face. Okay. He's initiating a social interaction with you, which is great because he loves you, you love him. That's wonderful. But he is dictating social interactions. We don't want, especially a young puppy, to be dictating how we live our lives. Now, here's the thing. You might say, oh, that's bad, that's mean. It's not, because we're still going to spoil him. We're still going to play with him. We just got to do it on our terms, right? So it'll go something like this, okay? So he presents a toy to us, all right? If we ignore him, he might shove the toy, nudge us, or smack us with his paw or something. We ignore him. When we ignore him long enough, he's going to give up, right?
Okay.
A second later, we go get the toy and we introduce it to him. That's it. We're just changing the timing of the play and who is initiating the play. That's all. We always want to start play and we always want to end play. Okay?
Okay.
This isn't a long-term thing, right? This is about setting specific rules for a young puppy who, you know, he's learning how to live. And right now he's teaching you how to live.
Well, I know, but he's so cute and he's so little and he was caught, you know, I just feel bad for him.
Why?
But
why do you feel bad for him?
Because he was found in the dumpster.
Okay, let's take a look at things realistically, okay? He has all the toys in the world. He has a brother. He has a beautiful, loving home. He sleeps with his mommy. He's spoiled rotten, so much so that he's starting to engage in behaviors that are becoming problems, right? Not for him, they're a problem for you.
Well, I mean, he's not like that bad.
Hold on, I'm not done, okay? He is living a wonderful life now. Guess where in time he lives?
Now.
He does not live 4 months ago in the dumpster. Get over it.
I know. Okay.
Okay. And you know, it's not like you don't know rescue. You know, you're not the average person who doesn't know about rescue situations.
No.
You know
No, I
what,
fostered a bunch, but
you
still.
know, okay, so, and this is what I tell all my, every rescue I deal with, because, you know, obviously I do these Zoom calls for other rescues in their foster homes, and it's not unique to you. Everybody feels bad about what happened to the dog's past. But you're different because you've already been exposed to this. You know how bad it can be, right? And here, this is what I tell everybody. The best thing, the absolute best thing you can do for his future is to forget about his past, okay? Don't live in his past. And it doesn't mean that we're going to forget about it. I mean, that compassion that we feel makes us good guardians, right? But we can also flirt with over spoiling our dogs and giving them too much freedom, too much free love too soon. It's not to say that we're not going to give them that stuff, but too soon and without allowing them to earn it, right? Like when you feed him, do you make him sit before you feed him?
No.
Not even when you feed him?
No, well, I give him and Snuggle breakfast and dinner. Why? I don't make them sit for their food. Why would I make them do that?
So they earn the privilege of eating.
They don't. It's not a privilege.
It is a privilege.
Really? For them to eat?
It's not a right.
That sounds mean. That sounds really bad.
For humans, yes. For wild dogs and
they're
canines,
not wilds. They're my sons.
And canines, if Argos and your dog and 8 other dogs were on the street, not everybody would eat if they found something.
Well, they're not on the street. They live with their mother.
Correct. And all we need to do is to make them earn the privilege of eating. A simple sit command, and they get their food.
I mean, I could do that. That sounds really mean, though, to be honest.
Okay.
Like, honestly, like, if you had a human child, would you make them sit to, like, eat food?
I have not been blessed with children.
Neither have I.
But dogs are not children.
I know, but that sounds really mean.
Okay.
Do you not see that? Am I the only one? Like,
I'm doing this.
I feel like that's mean.
I'm doing this 25 years. I have and I have never seen a dog feel bad for sitting for their food.
Yeah, but I mean, should they have to?
Why not?
Well, why? If why not, then why? You know, I don't know.
Okay, you taught him sit, right?
Yeah.
Right. How did you teach him sit?
Argos or Snuggle? I taught them both differently. Argos is way younger than Snuggle.
Okay, start with Argos. How did you teach him to sit?
I told him to sit, and I pushed his bottom down, and then he sat, and then I gave him a treat, and then I just kept going until he learned that was sit.
So you physically manipulated his body to get him into position?
Yes.
And you think that telling a dog to sit to get food is mean?
Well, I mean, he deserves food.
Hold on.
It's a dog right.
Let's look at dog training and psychology, okay? Positive reinforcement.
Bunch of bad students.
Hold on.
You're gonna hate me.
No. Positive reinforcement, okay? Can you see this treat that I have? I have a treat.
Whatever that is.
Okay, so if my arm is a dog and I take a treat, right, and I lure that dog, I put the treat over the dog's head, their butt's going to plop to the floor in a sit position.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get the treat. That's called positive reinforcement. And it's force-free positive reinforcement, okay? If I take a dog and I shove his butt to the floor and then give him a treat, I used positive punishment and then I reinforced the behavior. So you actually punished him to teach him how to sit.
Oh my God.
It doesn't matter. Did you harm him?
No, but now I feel really bad.
Stop feeling bad. I'm trying to explain something to you. Did you harm him?
No.
Does he sit?
Yeah.
Does he sit willingly?
Yeah.
Does he
He
like
knows
to?
I've taught him sit and wait, and he can sit and wait at the door until I tell him it's okay to go outside the front door.
Oh my God, you make him wait before he goes outside?
Yes.
That's
Because,
cruel.
yeah, I have to go first because
Oh
I'm
my
the dominant
God,
one.
that's so cruel.
No, you're playing me. It is not
Totally
cruel.
playing with you.
That is what Colville taught me, that if the dominant one goes first out the door.
And yeah, so you can't make him sit to eat?
Well, I mean, that's kind of mean.
No, it's not. It's the same exact thing. It's called resource control.
No, I mean, to like sit and wait for your mother before you can go outside is normal. But to sit before you eat, I mean, that's kind of mean.
No, it's not. It's called resource control. It's called nothing in life is for free. And what it does is it makes training an all day, everyday part of your life, so you don't have to set training sessions and time aside to train them, right? Because they're working all day long, which also has positive residual effects on their state of mind and peak and overstimulation. So you can make him sit to go outside, to put the leash on, to get on the couch, for toys, for love, for hugs, for food, for bedtime, for all this wonderful stuff. All he's got to do is sit, and nothing changes in his life except that he sits before he gets
So
up.
I should make him sit before going in the bed?
You can. It would be a really good idea to make him earn that privilege.
How long? What do I do? Just have him sit for how long?
Sit. Good boy. Come on up.
Really?
That's
Just
it.
for like 1 second.
That's it. That's it. We're not making him sit and wait 25 minutes for you to put the food bowl down. Guess what happens when you do this after 3 days?
What?
When that food bowl is in your hand, he offers a sit. That's where you need Argos to be, to start offering good behaviors, right? We're not training new behaviors using feeding. We're using existing positive behaviors when feeding. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Right? We're not.
Well, I don't mind making him sit. Like if it's just for a second and then he can come into bed, then okay.
Same thing with
Because
feeding.
I already have to. I make him sit and I make him wait, and I do the hand signal and he waits forever, and then I go out the front door and I still make him wait, and then I say okay, and then he can come.
How good is he at that behavior?
Really good, actually. He's really good at that.
Why is he so good?
Because I told him to do that.
Over and over and over
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Right?
Over and over and over.
Repetition creates reliability. That's what you experienced. The repetition of you putting effort into that created reliable behavior in him. The repetition.
So how do I get him to get off my friends who come over to visit?
Well, first we have to make sure we get reliable behavior out of him with you before we can expect him to have reliability with other people. And at the rate that this call is going, I have my doubts.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm just playing. So, all right. So let's get back to resource control, because this is something important for that. Obviously, I mean, you don't know me that well, but I like to have fun, and obviously I bust chops a little bit. But we both want the same thing. We both want him to be a better dog. We both want him to be better behaved, right?
He's not a bad boy. He's a good boy.
No, he's not. He's got a couple of stimulation issues. That's all. He's a puppy, right?
Yeah.
When we implement resource control, and what that means is that he has to do something before he gets something, okay? So that doesn't mean he's not getting anything. He's getting all the stuff that you give him now. He's just sitting for it before that engagement, right? It's not like we're teaching him how to sit during feeding, and if he doesn't sit, he doesn't get fed. That's not what we're doing here. He already knows sit. So we just tell him to sit. Good boy, put the food bowl down. Boom. At bedtime, you get in bed, make him sit, and then call him up. If he's already in bed, get him off. Get him off. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Okay, come on up. Right? So if we just use the bed, for example, right? And did I send you my video on teaching the off command?
No.
All right, I'll make sure I send that to you, okay? So let's say we use the bed, right? He's up in bed before you. You get him off, right? Whether you lure him off or you kind of scooch him off. As soon as his paws go on the ground, all 4 paws on the ground, we praise. Good boy, right? we make him sit, good boy, and then we call him up, right? So he's starting to get accustomed to what this word off means, right? And off to us means get the hell off. But what we're teaching him is that the word off means all four paws on the ground. Okay? Right?
Okay.
Even though in our minds off means get the hell off the bed, get the hell off people, right? What we're teaching him is we're rewarding when all four paws are on the ground. And I'll make sure I send that video to you so you could take a peek at that, so we don't waste too much time here talking about it, right? So the repetition of that, he's starting to get accustomed to the word off. Now, is off a bad thing?
No.
No, why?
Because I don't want anyone on top of me, even if like it's my best friend or whatever. I don't want anyone.
Think of his world, not your mind. Is off bad to him?
Yeah, because he likes to lay on people.
Off is not bad to him. Why is off not bad to him?
Because I don't know. I don't know the answer.
That's okay. That's why we're doing this, though. I'm not going to give them all away. You got to work for some of them. Okay, so when I just told you about the off, right? What happens when all four paws are on the ground?
Then they're on the ground. Then it's fine.
What do?
Then I tell them to come on.
No, you get them off, all four paws on the ground. What happens as soon as all four paws hit the ground?
I say, good boy.
Good boy.
And I celebrate.
Your voice is one of the most beautiful sounds in the world to him. Think about that. He loves you. He loves your voice. He loves praise. He loves working for you. We just need him to work a little more for stuff. So off is not necessarily a bad thing. What happens after the off? Oh, sit. I know this one. Sit is good. I like sit. Mom taught me sit. I know what happens after I sit. I get stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And in this case, it's not a cookie, it's bed. It's still positive reinforcement. It's still creating him earning certain things in the house. That's all. That's what, when you make him sit and wait to go outside, that's exactly what you're doing. See, you're teaching wait, right? That's what you're teaching. He's learning.
Yeah, well, I was told that because I was told that I have to be the dominant one, and the dominant one
forget about the dominant shit, right? That's irrelevant. What's relevant is that you taught him a behavior that he has to do before you go for a walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're okay with that, but you're not okay with him earning other stuff.
Well, I just feel like mean, like telling him to sit before dinner. Like, I feel like he deserves dinner. You know?
He sure does deserve dinner after he sits.
I mean, I'll do it. I just feel kind of mean.
All right, right. So, like, the crate thing I get, right? The crate thing, I'm going to give you a pass. I feel pretty strong about making sure that you implement resource control, okay? So, food, treats, affection, playtime, toys, getting on the couch, going out the door, which you're already doing. These are all things that we want to make him earn by performing obedience, which he already knows.
So I make him sit before he can get on the sofa?
Absolutely. And
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to be a realist here, okay? Nobody does that. We all let our dogs up on the couch. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, I love them. I mean, they're my babies.
Yeah, the thing is, you have two dogs. There's no conflict in the house, so that's something you can get away with. But when you implement resource control as a rule of thumb, whereas the sofa might be the exception, right? If he's working all day long, he's becoming more reliable in his positive behaviors, the very behaviors that you're going to need to fix the jumping, which we're going to talk about next, right?
Yeah.
Because if you can't strengthen and perpetuate desired behaviors, how can you possibly fix undesirable behaviors? Is that coming together now?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with all this? I don't just talk out of my ass.
Oh, I feel, oh God.
Right? All right, your biggest problem is the problem that most people experience, especially with rescues, and especially with rescues that have had a really shitty past, is that empathy, that emotion, and you rescued him. Like you were there from the beginning, you know?
Well, I didn't out of the dumpster, but I mean,
No, but
still, but I mean,
you were there from the beginning, you know?
he's my little bug. He's my
Yeah,
love bug.
and we're not going to stop spoiling him. We are always
I
going.
don't spoil him that bad, though. I don't.
No. Here's the thing. You do spoil him, and that's okay. I spoil my dogs too. And once my dogs are trained, they don't have to do certain things. You know, they know they know what they have to do. I mean, I haven't told my dogs to sit for dinner in years.
So there you go.
They just sit because that's the rule. Okay. You know,
Now you're like talking about Snuggle. He's my old dog.
yeah, I mean, and I like I said, I sleep with my pit bulls. I love
Yeah, my
cuddling.
pit sleeps with me every night. He's 11 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it, especially when it's chilly. All right, all kidding aside. So, just start and continue with his obedience. Obviously, sit down, come, stay, all that stuff you want to work on, right?
Yeah.
But from a behavior standpoint, resource control, like I mentioned, it does primarily, it makes him earn stuff, but it makes training an all day, everyday part of life. You're not saying, oh crap, it's 6 o'clock, I have to do a training session with Argos. No, you've already been training him all day long. You've been taking advantage of every single opportunity to work on sit and down and come and stay before you go out on a walk, right? It's all combined together. Training is an all-day, everyday part of life. We don't have to set time aside. Now, if you want to set time aside, and you want to have like a long session with him, maybe 5-10 minutes, get those toys out. Does he like chasing toys?
He loves fetch. That's his favorite game.
Right? Take the toy. Argos, sit. Good boy. And throw it.
That's what we do.
That's resource control.
He loves that game. And the 3-year-old, my friend's 3-year-old, he's great at it.
And you know what he loves too? He loves working for you.
She always was like, hooray! She loves it.
Yeah.
But he won't give me back the toy. He won't. We're working on drop.
Yeah, drop.
But he drops for the 3-year-old.
Okay. So now
I'm not kidding.
I believe you. So now, do we have a better understanding of why we want to do this stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about jumping on people, okay? First and foremost, it is not your visitor's responsibility to address your dog's behavior.
No, it's mine.
It is your responsibility, right?
Yes.
So, for now, which I normally don't like to do, but just, after talking to you for a little bit, I think the best way to go about this is when you're having visitors come over to at least have him leashed. So he can't jump, right? Or at least you have control over him because, there's no way you're going to be able, if someone comes in, he's going to be all over them and then you're going to be futzing and fighting with him, right?
Yeah.
If we have him on leash, we can keep him on a short leash. We could work on our sit commands, have some high value food with us, high value treats, something like that to keep his attention. And the most important part of the equation is the visitors. We have to educate our visitors on what to do when they come in the house. Okay. We cannot have any excited greetings. And now remember, this is not forever. This is for now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to get his behavior under control now, right? That doesn't mean, once he's mature and all these behaviors are solidified, things are going to be a lot easier. But remember, you're setting him up for the next 14 years of his life.
Yes.
Right? So, and again, I mean, normally I don't like using leashes, and there's other ways I go about keeping dogs away from people, but with a young, energetic puppy, it's hard. But and then with visitors coming over, if they're exuberant or they react to his jumping, that potentially and inadvertently may reward his jumping.
Well, what do I do? Because you're gonna laugh at me, but I have Snuggle, and he's the pit bull retriever mix. What do I do with him? Snuggle's totally perfection, awesome dog. But I feel bad if I give Argos a little bit of a treat for being on the leash and staying. I can give Snuggle some, right?
Yeah,
Because
do
that's
that.
mean not to give Snuggle, sharing is caring.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can give him treats, especially if he's behaving appropriately.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I just feel bad like not giving Snuggle anything.
Yeah, you don't even have to have treats present. You can just have him on the leash because remember, good boy is a treat.
Okay.
By definition, good boy is positive reinforcement.
Well, yeah, that's positive reinforcement, yes.
It's a cookie. It's just not an actual cookie.
Yeah.
Right? You have to remember, he loves working for you. He does. He really loves working for you.
Yeah, I just don't want to be the mean person. That's what I'm like mainly afraid of, is like upsetting them or being mean, or like they feel like uncomfortable or upset in my home,
People or the
My fur
dogs?
children, my dogs.
What have you done that would make them think you're mean?
I don't know if I like don't give them, if I give one a treat and not the other one, or if I just, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, we already addressed that. You want to give them both treats? Give them both treats. I don't think it's mean if you gave one a treat and not the other, but
Yeah, that's mean.
okay, that's fine. You can give them both treats as long as they're both behaving. Okay, let me ask you a question. If Argos is jumping on somebody, right, are you going to correct the other dog too?
No, because
Why
Snuggle
not?
won't be doing that.
Why not? Argos did it.
Well, because Snuggle doesn't do that.
But Argos is jumping. So based on your logic, you should correct your other dog too.
No, you're totally trying to like twist my head around. No.
I'm totally not. My point is that you should only reward dogs if they're behaving in a manner that suggests they get rewarded.
Okay.
So if you're giving both dogs treats when visitors come over, that's fine, as long as, and remember, your other dog is older and sounds like he's just a really good natured dog and you don't have
No, he's literally perfection. Like
right.
God spent time on
Yeah.
him.
So you giving them both treats is not a big deal. Okay. My point is that you do need to look at the dogs as individuals, right? So because they are individuals and you have one dog at a completely different stage of life than the other dog. So you can't feel bad if you're in a little training. Do you take both dogs for a walk?
Not at the same time, but yes.
So
I take them on separate walks every day.
You mean you leave one behind?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And they deal with it.
Thank you.
Because they have to.
Thank you. See?
They have to.
You got it in you because they have to deal with it. They're fine. Stop with the I feel bads.
I know. I suck at that.
You suck at that. I don't even know how long we're talking, and I don't know you that well, and you suck at that.
Because they're like my children. I don't know. I just feel bad.
All right, yeah.
But I'm not like one of those ladies who's like all obsessed and like carries around her like dogs in a carriage or anything like that.
I wouldn't be talking to you.
But I do have some like a little bit of guilt.
Yeah, and you clearly are concerned about his behavior. That's why we're talking. So,
yes.
Yeah. So and here's the thing. I mean, seriously, stop feeling bad. Don't change anything else. Just stop feeling. What are you feeling bad about? Your dogs are spoiled. They got the life.
Not really. I mean, they could have a better life. I mean, they can't even go to the beach now.
Oh my God.
Well, it's sad.
That's a byproduct of humans, though. It's not their fault, and it's not your fault.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right. So, with the leash, okay, you're gonna need to kind of set up a couple of encounters. You're gonna have some, whether it's friends or family. You're gonna need to have them come over specifically for the purpose of working on this behavior.
Yeah, like training. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what do I tell them to do?
So the rules for them is when you come in, don't even say hello to me. Just ring the doorbell or knock. Do they just walk in or they knock on the door?
No, they knock on the door.
Okay. So they knock on the door. You got to tell them beforehand, look, I'm just going to open the door. Just walk in as a matter of fact as possible. Don't
ignore the dog.
Ignore the dogs and ignore you.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Remember, this is a staged encounter. You got to tell them this is what I need.
Yeah,
Yeah. So everybody knows what's going on. It's not like someone's ignoring you and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just tell them, you know, just come in, just go sit down wherever you want, wherever your visitors usually go sit down. The whole time you're just opening the door, and then they're gonna walk in. You're working Argos, right? You
Okay. Making
got
him
him,
sit.
making
Okay.
him sit. If he tries to jump up on him, just pull back on the leash, get him back into a sit. If you have to take a treat and put it in front of his nose to get his attention, that's fine too, right? He needs to, what you need to do is you're trying to change the culture and the atmosphere surrounding the door and people coming in. That's what we're trying to do here.
Okay.
Right? So
All right.
no more greedy. Because think about it, when people come over, my house too, hey, oh my God, how are you?
Yeah, yeah. So it's turning into like a normal, like regular thing.
It's just matter of
Like
fact.
all the time.
John Doe is supposed to be here. I open the door, go sit down, John Doe. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hello. Real matter of fact. And the whole time you're focused on Argos and his obedience and his jumping. If he jumps again, just kind of, you have the leash to hold him and prevent him from jumping. Because all it takes for him to make contact with someone, jumping is rewarded through no fault of anyone's. As soon as he makes contact,
so as soon as he sits and he's calm, then how long do I wait until I can let him like go say hello?
Let's do this first. Let's make sure that the greeting comes down a notch before we go to the next step. Okay.
Okay, what does that mean though? Like,
so you need to have a few repetitions of people coming over
him
and
just sitting and not even getting to say hello and just like chilling
on the greeting. Once they're in the house, you're still going to have him on leash. Once he settles down, then you could let him go over and talk and say hello to people. Right?
Okay.
Now, the thing is this, though. This is another thing you have to educate your visitors on. They can't be over exuberant with him or over.
Yeah, I know. They can't be like, woo, yeah.
You actually have to tell, look, even if you just talk really soft, hey, buddy, hi, that's a good boy. Stroke him and pet him softly and slowly. Bring his mind down, right? Because his interactions with people right now are, woo!
Yeah, well, I'm worried he's going to jump on them right when they sit on the sofa. Like once I let him free.
He's on the leash.
So I just let him like a little bit on the leash to sniff them, and then if he tries to jump,
Exactly. We do not allow. See, here's the thing. This is what I tell people. You can't put a fire out with kerosene, right?
Yeah.
You put kerosene on a fire, it just gets bigger. So first thing we got to do is stop adding kerosene to the fire, okay? So first we have to stop giving him opportunities to jump on people. That's step one. The second part of the equation is we're going to be working on his sit reliability with social interactions with people, right?
Yeah.
The repetition of that, what do you think is going to happen? We're going to start counter conditioning how he interacts with people. Just like every day, every walk, every time you went out the front door with him, it was a process to sit and stay.
Yeah, and that was annoying, but it worked.
And now it's a reliable behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So these things are, that's why I say I don't like the leash that much, because it's annoying. I hate having to use it and I hate having to suggest it. But this is what we need to do right now, because we need to control all the variables. And the way we control all the variables is not allowing him the opportunity to jump on people, not giving people the opportunity to get irritated or bothered by him jumping.
Or knocking over their coffees in the morning.
All that kind of stuff. So, you know, start simple, baby steps.
Okay.
All right. And trying to think. Yeah, oh, that's right. I'll send you the video on the off command.
Yes. Thank you so much. This has been really great. He's a sweet puppy. He's really great. It's just, you know, everyone has their kinks. Like Snuggle was an asshole when I met him, and Snuggle's now perfection.
Yeah. But just one thing, and, you know, obviously we joked around. I like to have fun. I like to hammer some points home with sarcasm. So I apologize for that, but whatever.
Oh, no, I don't care. My family's from New York. My dad's a Steelers fan. So
I'm a Steelers fan too.
Oh, yeah. My dad has two terrible towels. One is for the playoffs and one's for Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
And we're not allowed to touch them.
Yeah, you can't touch them.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Right. So this is one thing I honestly want you to keep in the forefront of your mind.
Okay.
Two things. Making him perform obedience for stuff is not mean and is not cruel. It's going to help you with training and reliable behavior. Okay. I promise you it's not mean. You're going to get a dog. First of all, you have a dog that wants to work for you, and you're utilizing resources for training.
I just don't want to be like one of those evil military parents who like upsets their children and they're scarred for life. You know what I mean?
Nothing is changing in his life except he's got to sit now. That's the only thing that's changing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The other thing I want, which is the most important thing that I want you to keep in the forefront of your mind, okay?
Okay.
What you did at that front door is the effort and time and consistency you need to do in all areas of his life to produce the same results in all other behaviors and social interactions. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
Okay. Yeah, it's just hard. It's just really hard because I don't want to be like the mean military parent, you know?
Where's the military parent? You're making him
I
wait
don't
by the
know,
front
like
door to
making
go for
like
a walk.
sit to have like breakfast. I mean, he deserves breakfast. My parents bring them scraps and they have like scrappies.
And before they give him those scraps, he should sit for them. Why? Why the sad face? You're doing this.
That's mean.
You're doing this already. You're doing it at the front door. You're doing it when you play.
I know. I just don't want to be mean to him or Snuggle. But Snuggle doesn't do anything wrong to get yelled at.
The meanest thing that you've done to him, to my knowledge, is that you forced him to learn sit.
I know, and you make me feel bad for that.
Don't feel bad. It worked.
I know, but that's still not okay. Like,
did it impact your relationship with him?
Well, I mean, he knows how to sit now, so he sits and he waits and he stays at the door.
When you were teaching him to sit, did it impact your relationship with him in a negative way?
No.
No. So the meanest thing that you did to him, to my knowledge, did not impact your relationship one bit. And making him sit to eat and to get treats and to get loves and massage and hugs and kisses, how is that mean?
Well, I mean, to sit for treats is one thing, but for love and kisses and all that, like, I mean, that's deserved.
It's only deserved if he's in a good state of mind, though.
Okay.
Right? Remember, ignore crazy, reward calm. Right? So you can't just, if he's acting like a freaking fool, you can't just go love on him.
Well, do you think, okay, let me just show you a quick thing. Do you think if he's being crazy right now or calm?
He looks pretty calm to me.
He's chewing on his, that's fine.
He's laying down and it looks like he's laying on his side a little bit.
Yeah, he's laying with, here, he's laying right here.
He is completely relaxed.
Yeah, now, okay, so that's fine.
Yeah, now if he took that toy and started flinging it all over the house and zipping around, that's not acceptable.
No, this is the rope. He doesn't do that with the rope.
Right. So, yeah, so if you walked over to him right now and just gave him free love and free hugs and free kisses, that's great. Because look at the state of mind you're rewarding.
Because he's a good boy.
Because he's relaxed, he's calm, he's happy, he's content. Those are the times we want to give him that free love.
Okay.
But as a matter of practicing and implementing resource control, the purpose there is just to make training an all day, everyday part of our lives. That's all. And with the whole bed thing, right? That's part of the off command, right? Because we're teaching off to get off, but he's learning all four paws on the ground. So the whole off and bed thing is setting us up for when people come over and they all come together.
So that bed thing is like really important. I have to do that every night?
Absolutely.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because you're teaching him a new behavior. Off. Good.
To make him get off and sit. And once he sits, he can come right on.
Off, praise, sit, praise, come on up. That's it.
Okay.
I
can do that.
I promise you, these things are going to help, especially right now because
I trust you. I know, but it's just hard.
and
But I trust you.
I know, I get it, and I mean, your compassion is what makes you a good foster mom. No, foster fail now, but
I've been a foster fail twice.
Yeah, but you know that sometimes that same emotion can cause us to inadvertently reward unwanted behaviors because we feel bad. And you cannot feel bad because he's got a great life. He's got a great mom. He's got a doggy sibling. He's got everything he wants, well, except the beach, but that's because of COVID-19. But
I know. He hasn't been to the beach yet. That's my whole thing. I want him to see.
Oh, wow. So he's not missing out on anything.
Well, I mean, his brother tells him about it.
Oh, boy. Let's not have that conversation.
Well, Snuggle loves the beach, so I know Snuggles told him about it.
So, do you feel a little better?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Just, work on stuff. Keep me posted. If you have some questions, you can shoot me a message through Facebook. If it's something longer, we could always have a phone chat about it.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep, yet another one in the books. I'm having a blast sharing all of these with you. I know it's helping a lot of people, and I appreciate your emails and your messages. Just letting me know that these little video consults that I'm sharing with you are actually helping. And don't forget to tune in for episode 8. That'll be coming out in another 5 or 6 days. And don't forget, check out the full playlist of my other video consults that I've done and posted here on YouTube. And if this is your first time on my channel, take a peek around. If you like what you see, consider subscribing to my channel. Click that bell so you get notified when I upload new content. And hey, give this video a thumbs up.